So in just 24 hours, the price of global energy jumped by like 11%.
Yeah, it's honestly wild.
It is. Today we're looking at how a chaotic afternoon in the U.S. Capitol essentially handed Iran the keys to the global oil trade. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Glad to be here. So to unpack this, we're diving into a recent Midas Touch broadcast. Now, I want to make sure you know up front that this source is packed with highly charged political rhetoric.
Oh, definitely, from both sides of the aisle.
Exactly. And we're not here to take sides or endorse any of those viewpoints. Our mission is strictly to untangle the claims for you and look at the underlying mechanics of this massive collision between domestic gridlock, international diplomacy, and economic shockwaves.
Right. And to understand how Iran pulled this off, we actually have to start in Washington. The source describes Democrats trying to introduce a war powers resolution.
Which is basically a constitutional emergency break, right? To stop President Trump from deploying military force.
Exactly. But MAGA Republicans who were presiding over the session just instantly start slamming the gavel. They shut the motion down completely.
Yeah, and that sends a very clear signal to the rest of the world. Basically, the U.S. government is paralyzed.
Wow.
Because there's no unified domestic front, Iran realizes there's no credible military threat to stop them. That vacuum is what allows Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, and parliament leader Ghalibaf to suddenly claim the U.S. agreed to their 10-point plan.
Okay, wait, let's unpack those demands because they are pretty staggering. What exactly are they claiming the U.S. agreed to?
Well, they're stating the U.S. will abandon all military bases in the Middle East, pay full reparations, and allow Iran to openly enrich uranium.
That's massive.
It is. But the real mechanism of control here is the Strait of Hormuz. They claim the plan lets Iran charge a $2 million exit fee for every single ship passing through that specific choke point.
I mean, it's like a rogue landlord suddenly changing the locks on the entire building, right? And charging the tenants millions just to leave.
That's a great way to put it.
All because the property management company is just, too busy arguing in the lobby to actually stop them.
Right, and the physical reality of that blockade forces everyone's hand because that strait handles roughly 20% of the world's oil.
Right.
So traditional U.S. allies are scrambling to secure their own survival. France, for example, is bypassing the U.S. entirely. They are negotiating bilaterally with Iran to ensure their ships can pass.
Wait, I have to push back here for a second. Why would European allies completely sideline the United States over an unconfirmed list of demands? Surely President Trump is pushing back on this.
Well, publicly, Trump is maintaining optimism. He's telling the press that a deal is close and things just need to be kept low-key.
Okay.
But for Europe, it's about cold, hard math, not rhetoric.
Yeah.
They can't wait for Washington to figure it out when the economic shockwaves are already hitting.
Right. The data from the source is brutal.
It really is. It
Yeah.
shows oil surging to $101 a barrel. That's the 11% spike overnight.
Yeah, and we're looking at gas prices climbing toward $5 to $7 a gallon. And fourth quarter GDP already contracting by 0.5%.
So the financial fallout is immediate. And this triggers Representative Raja Krishnamurthy to go on the offensive.
What's his angle?
He accuses the administration of using this massive foreign crisis as a smokescreen to distract from domestic scandals dominating the news, like the release of the Epstein files.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he even alleges potential insider trading by White House officials betting on these wild oil futures. He argues this entire mess proves the U.S. needs to transition to renewable energy immediately.
It just shows how quickly a geopolitical shock becomes a weaponized domestic vulnerability. I mean, the administration is scrambling to defend themselves.
They are. J.D. Vance reportedly tried to explain away the confusion over this 10-point plan by claiming it was merely an English language barrier with the Iranian parliament leader.
But does that actually hold any water? I mean, when global security and billions of dollars are on the line, we're supposed to believe someone just mistranslated a massive geopolitical surrender?
It's tough to swallow. It speaks to a profound erosion of credibility. When a superpower cannot present a cohesive front or agree on the basic terms of an international crisis, global trust simply evaporates.
Yeah, and the vacuum left behind is immediately filled by nations willing to act decisively. We are watching a live stress test of the global order.
Absolutely.
So think about this. If European allies establish a permanent new normal of bypassing the United States to secure their energy interests directly with Middle Eastern powers, how long before the U.S. dollar loses its foundational role in the global oil trade entirely? Something for you to mull over.